Followed downhill by Dinoblue, Bold Emperor, Fighting Fit next. And then Hollow Games. After Hollow Games is Call Me Lyrene, and then Espion de Chene, and of course Sublime the Tote Win. Further back in the field to Grange Walk, who's followed by the Greek. And bringing up the rear is Brandy Harbour, jumping the first of the two ditches. Again, all safely over. They're pretty well spaced out. Going towards the fourth, Douglas Talking and Stephen Mulqueen in the lead. Opening up an advantage of 2 to 3 lengths over Silver Class in second place, the mount of Peter Carberry. Third is the Folkes Tiara and Rachel Blackmore, and then Whiskey Wealth. Dinoblue next. On the inside is Fighting Fit. As they turn the 3 fences down the far side, 7 left to jump. Soon at halfway, Douglas Talking bowls along a couple of lengths in front of Silver Class, the Folkes Tiara, Whiskey Wealth. Very few changes up ahead, and then Dinoblue, Fighting Fit, Bold Emperor and Hollow Games, and Call Me Lyrene. A mistake there by Fighting Fit. They head on to the middle fence in the back straight. This will be 6 from home. Douglas Talking the leader from Silver Class. Whiskey Wealth is edging closer on the outside than the Folkes Tiara, followed by Dinoblue and Hollow Games next. Then Fighting Fit. Creeping up on the inside is Espion de Chene. Tightening up a fraction, going to the 5th last fence. In the final ditch, Douglas Talking into it, jumped a couple of lengths in front. Second place is Silver Class, and the Folkes Tiara disputing third with Whiskey Wealth, and Dinoblue going up in between those two. Then Espion de Chene and Fighting Fit, and Hollow Games next, but Call Me Lyrene and Grange Walk. With the final 4, the Greek, Fading, Bold Emperor, Cour Sublime, and Brandy Harbour. Less than 5 furlongs to go, they've 4 fences to jump. And the pigsback.com Handicap Chase. Douglas Talking the leader from Silver Class. Then the Folkes Tiara, Whiskey Wealth, tracked by Dinoblue. After them is Call Me Lyrene, with Grange Walk picking up ground on the outside. Then Espion de Chene and Hollow Games on now to the 3rd last fence. And it's Douglas Talking the leader from Silver Class, the Folkes Tiara, Whiskey Wealth and Dinoblue come next. And then Grange Walk, Hollow Games, Espion de Chene on the inside, have ridden along Fighting Fit as they jump 3 fences from the finish, where the leader backed off at Douglas DC. A mistake down the line by the Greek. It's Douglas DC to the home turn. Reeled in by the Folkes Tiara and Whiskey Wealth. Dinoblue's after them in 4th, and Silver Class, who's dropping ground. And Espion de Chene and Hollow Games and Call Me Lyrene and Grange Walk next. And these go away from Fighting Fit, who's been pulled up, slightly hampered in the process. The Greek, 2 out. Douglas Talking the leader and losing their Silver Class. It's Douglas Talking in the lead. Another one to go, Brandy Harbour. The Folkes Tiara and Dinoblue give chase. Then Espion de Chene and Whiskey Wealth, the final fence. Douglas Talking over from Dinoblue, who's closing at the centre. Then the Folkes Tiara, Douglas Talking is headed in the last half furlong by Dinoblue. So consistent, completes a Spring Festival's double. 2nd, Douglas Talking. The Folkes Tiara in 3rd.
That's a really good performance from Dinoblue. She's added to her Fairy House gains and picked off the long-time leader, Douglas Talking, after the final fence. Douglas Talking hasn't done an awful lot wrong, I don't think. Gave it a real good go from the front, but Dinoblue, who didn't have the perfect trip round, Ruby, she got a bump or two through no fault of her own at various junctures in the race. She's really powered home, isn't she?
She most certainly has, Gary. She looked really well in the paddock beforehand. She's defied the penalty she got from Fairy House, and she's backed it up. She was unlucky in the Grand Andy, a few mistakes cost her, but she jumped rock solid today. There's Mark Walsh catching a hold of Tony Martin's Silver Class, who unseated rider at the 2nd last. But yeah, she did get a bump or 2 along the way, most notably at the last ditch and then again at the 3rd last fence. But Mark was happy enough to follow Steve Mulqueen into the straight. Rachel Blackmore's delivering her challenge on the Folkes Tiara. We lost Silver Class there, but you always got the feeling from Mark Walsh's body language that he felt like he was delivering his challenge at the right time, and she goes through between Folkes Tiara. Really good jump at the last, and then it was going to be how far was she going to win from there home.
Absolutely. Hopefully all okay there with Dermot Maloney and Brandy Harbour, who also came down 2 out. Cour Sublime, you just noted pulling up at the back, Ruby.
Yeah, he pulled up. He made a few mistakes early in the race as well, but here we are going to the last ditch, I think this is. Oh no, this is 3rd last, sorry. And you watch Rachel had switched inside the horse in front, but jumps back out across in front of Dinoblue. And then when Mark goes to go through on Rachel's inside, he doesn't quite get there before she gets back over to the railing. But straight away, his body language, he's sitting up turning in. You're thinking, yeah, he thinks he has plenty under the tank, and he was judging when to deliver his challenge off the horse in front of him. He's close enough to attack when he wants to, waits down to the second last, jumps it well, and then starts to go about winning his race and chases down the one in front. You know, perfectly timed ride for Mark Walsh, and she's an ultra consistent filly, isn't she?
She's been a real credit to Connections this season. Probably would she won the